Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
Welcome to Radio AMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker, your host, and someone who's been in the industry for over 40 years. Radio AMB, which stands for American Made Beauty, is where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. This segment is sponsored by AmericanMadeBeauty.com, a beauty platform designed to help consumers find beauty companies that are implementing the industry's best practices in bringing you quality products and services. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com to find beauty products and services that meet a strict set of standards that reflect their American heritage. You know, there's evidence of devices that have been used for personal appearance dating back all the way to 4000 BC. Since the invention of electricity, inventors have brought to market all sorts of devices and appliances promising to help people look younger, feel tighter, take off weight. During the last 25 years, our understanding of the skin and how our body reacts to and absorbs topical elements has led to an explosion in the beauty and healthcare device category. Today, our guest is one of the leading authorities in beauty devices and light therapy for health and the improvement of appearance. During our feature interview, you'll meet Joniann Marchese and learn how her success in the auto industry led her into beauty and her role as president and owner of Lightstim. We'll learn how she discovered LED technology, how along with her husband and two sons, Joniann is one of the people that's building a bridge between beauty and wellness. During our segment that we call In the Jar, we'll learn about multi-wave technology. We'll learn about the regions of the face and how skincare is being transformed by optimizing the results you can achieve from LED lights. During our segment we call Beauty That's Soul Deep, Joniann will share some LED light therapy and how it's being employed for people to recover from cancer to restore health and wellness. And finally, we'll wrap up our show today with one of the leading authorities of beauty devices here sharing insights on the direction of the industry, how wellness and health is stimulating new inventions with LED technology, even to a lower blood pressure. So let's get started. I want to tell you a little bit about my guest. Joniann Marchese is president and owner of Lightstim, and she's proven to be have an impressive track record of entrepreneurial success traversing multiple industries. She created her first company, actually, at 16 and moved on to establish the first ever national auto detailing franchise with her husband, Steve Marchese. Together, they sold over 155 franchises across the country and were highlighted in over 200 publications, including the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, Time, People, and Playboy. In 2007, while experimenting with curbing the appearance of aging, Joniann discovered the beneficial results of LED light therapy and jointly with Steve seized the opportunity to purchase Lightstim. Together, they have grown the company to be the largest manufacturer and supplier of LED light therapy devices to the medical and aesthetic community for use in spa and medical practices and more. She's been the industry pioneer in delivering the powerful results of LED light therapy to consumers and the brain power behind new professional product releases at Lightstim, including the first OTC FDA-cleared LED bed that has a record-breaking career on and she's also had a record-breaking career on QVC USA, UK, Italy, Canada, and Australia. Joniann and Steve have been married and in business together for over 30 years. They live in Newport Beach, California, and have 2 sons. The eldest son, Addison, is the creative director of Lightstim, and the younger son, Chase, is now the vice president of manufacturing. Welcome, Joniann. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Well, thank you, Patty. I am honored to be here, and thank you for such a lovely introduction.
Well, you know, we've had the honor to speak with many successful entrepreneurs like yourself here over the period of time that Radio AMB has been going. When you look back on your life, can you see a place where you knew that your instincts began for entrepreneurship or becoming an innovator?
Well, I think it started quite some time ago. When I was 16, I met my husband, Steve, and it was at that point that we actually started our own business. I was still in high school, and we started a business called the Shady Lamp Company, and we rummaged almond and wine bottles out of trash bins behind restaurants. We bought lampshades at Kmart, and we wired them for lamps and layered them with different types of beans, like black beans, green beans, and so on. Then we went to the local Orange County swap meet and sold them. And we had a blast, and I think it was that point that I realized how much fun it was to have your own business and to create something and do something. And we saved enough money to later on take a couple ski trips, and that's kind of where it all started.
Wow, so you really learned on an early success how to be resourceful and to turn a concept into a profit.
Absolutely, and I would say I would attribute a lot of what I learned from my husband, Steve. He's a few years older than I am, and he had a lot of entrepreneurial success himself, and he was a great partner. We've worked together ever since. We have not ever worked together.
That's great. And so after you graduated high school, what was the next stages for both of you in terms of your career?
Well, that's where the automotive industry started picking up. So that was a company called Steve's Detailing, and Steve had started that way back when, and I started working with him after we got married, and that was an industry that was new at the time. So Steve and I in that business pretty much created the auto detailing industry as it stands today. So a lot of the terminology, a lot of the way that things were done came from those days, and we ended up franchising all across the U.S. and sold about 150 franchises before we sold the company.
Wow. And so where, you said that Steve had a lot of this sort of instincts, but a lot of our listeners, they look at the show and have given us feedback about really understanding, like, what's the DNA? Was it just being thirsty and constantly looking for people to inspire you? And how did you, know when you were getting something that was going to turn into a real opportunity?
Well, that's just it. You don't know.
Interesting.
You don't know. So I guess in a nutshell, you have to be brave enough to believe in what you're doing. And I think that I look at myself as sort of an insatiable problem solver. So there isn't any, bring me all the problems all day long, and that is my job to solve those. And at the end of the day, your morale is extremely high because your production is so high.
Right.
So I think that there's a passion for that, and then there is, whether you can call it a blind passion or you can call it maybe stupidity on one hand, but that unwillingness to give up, no matter what, you're going to forge ahead, because I think it's, what are the statistics? 9 out of every 10 small businesses fail.
Right.
and just, not willing to be part of that statistic.
Right. And so just really keep going. And so how did you decide, how did you make the leap then from the automotive industry? Obviously you sold that. Did you then just sort of look to see what seemed to be the next step?
Well, at that point, we actually got into the custom home building industry for about 6 years. Mm-hmm. And that industry, as you know, in 2007, right around there, kind of took a nosedive. And it was at that point in time that I realized I was a baby boomer, and I was just like every other woman my age who looked in the mirror and started seeing fine lines and wrinkles and skin maybe not quite as firm as it used to be, but still feeling like I'm in my 30s. Mm-hmm. And so I had a girlfriend who said, you need to try this LED light. And she knew the owners of the company, the inventors, and I bought one of these little handheld lights, and I was diligent. I used it every single night. Mm-hmm. And what I noticed is after a few short weeks, I was looking in the mirror, and instead of seeing those wrinkles and fine lines and saggy skin and thinking those critical thoughts, I suddenly realized I'm looking at myself going, wow, does that look a little bit better? Is my skin a little more vibrant? Is it a little more fuller here? Is that line a little bit better? Mm-hmm. And I had been talking to Steve about really finding a business that appealed to women, to baby boomers, women and men who cared about anti-aging. So long story short, we met the inventors, brilliant inventors, not a lot of business acumen, mm-hmm. So we ended up buying the rights to the company from the inventors, and that was at the very end of 2007.
Okay. And so 2007, and fast forward then to today, what was the first biggest hurdle that you found when? So now you had a product that was already established, was already in the market. What was the first things that needed your attention?
Well, there was one product. They had several in research and development. So our biggest hurdle was sort of cleaning up the marketplace at the time, mm-hmm. and deciding which avenue we were going to go down, because there's a professional a way to go and a retail mm-hmm. way to go. And so the obstacles were getting through the FDA, which is a big one.
Right.
So the inventors had not done any of that. Getting patents, mm-hmm.
Clinical studies.
So that was, looking back, I think that knowing what we knew afterwards, you might say, wow, I don't know if I would have attempted that.
Right.
But when you're in the middle of it, and there's no turning around.
Right.
You just move forward on it. So we were actually we first got FDA clearance on our wrinkle light for periorbital wrinkles, which is around the eyes. And that was the only FDA clearance available for an LED light like ours. Mm-hmm. Then we did the clinical studies, and we actually became the very first LED light to receive FDA clearance to treat wrinkles on the full face.
Okay.
And since then, we now have over 10 FDA clearances and 3 patents.
And so educate our audience on what does that mean for an FDA clearance? Does that mean that the FDA has endorsed it, saying it works, or what exactly does an FDA clearance mean?
The FDA is saying that it's safe and effective.
Okay.
And so then the consumer can be assured that this product is going to do what it says it's going to do.
Okay. Okay. And so you made a decision, and then this is one of the important things with making the health and beauty products, is really deciding what channel it was going to be in. So 2007, we're talking at this point almost 10 years ago, your initial launch was then focusing on the professional aspect, both medical as well as the beauty industry with the esthetician, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We started in the professional arena, and we had the handheld LED devices for anti-aging,
for acne and for pain. Mm-hmm. And we started working within the trade show areas throughout the U.S. and realized there was a need for that, and there was a lot of other. There wasn't very much competition, but there were other LED companies out there that produced large 2-panel LED lights that were up in the range of, $15,000 to $25,000. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we had handhelds. So, we had a conversation. I had a conversation with my husband, Steve, and I said, we've got so many wonderful estheticians who love LED light therapy. They know the benefits. They know what it can do for their clients. Why can't we make a large 2-panel like some of these bigger companies, mm-hmm. and do it at a price point that it's affordable,
right?
And it doesn't cost $25,000. So that's what we did. So with our youngest son, as in manufacturing, and our older son who does all of our branding, we went and design work. We created a 2-panel light that we were able to sell to the industry at a much lower price point, making this amazing technology available to not just those that could afford a $25,000 device.
Right. And you also did that by making it here in the U.S.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So we started, it's an interesting story, but we started with our youngest son started in manufacturing, inputting each LED one by one into the handheld device.
Uh-huh.
And it was really Chase who kind of coerced his parents, Steve and I, to bring all of the manufacturing. We had been using contract manufacturers in-house and purchasing the higher-end radial insertion machines and wave solder machines to do it all in-house. And the biggest reason was quality control.
Uh-huh.
So, if you make the product overseas, you lose all quality control. Mm-hmm. And even if you're using contract manufacturers, you're losing that quality control. So we brought that all in-house. And that made a big difference, that we have many quality control checks along the line.
Right. So that you have total control and know exactly what every product it is that you're producing.
Exactly. We've sold over 500,000 handheld LED devices, and we have less than a 1% return rate on any damages.
That's great. So we've talked on the show before a little bit about LED light, but for those of people who don't understand, give us a short synopsis. Why is LED light so effective in helping for the appearance of the skin?
So the beauty of LED is that it's non-invasive, it's good for all skin types, and it's not damaging in any way. So if you compare it to laser, which is a more directed beam, laser damages in order to repair, so to speak, where you don't have that with LED. So what makes Lightstim really unique is our patented multi-wave technology, which I know we're going to talk about a little bit later. But we combine 4 different wavelengths that are all working simultaneously, and depending on which product you're using and what you're treating. So, for example, it isn't like a Cinderella effect where just instantaneously you're going to use an LED light and look in the mirror and see a difference. It's something that you want to make part of your daily lifestyle. So, for example, our clinical studies on our wrinkle light were 8 weeks, and the participants used the light 3 minutes per area, 5 to 7 days a week. And 8 weeks is when they started to see the first signs of improvement. Mm-hmm. And one would keep this light right by your television or right by the table by your bed and add it to your skincare protocol. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, Patty, would you give up your serums or your creams?
No.
And what happens when you run out?
You order it right away.
You order it right away. So you want to think of LED the same way, mm-hmm. because it's good for your skin. So what it's doing is creating ATP. So ATP is your body's fuel source, and that's the fuel that your cells need in order to do their job, whatever that job may be. So that's what you're doing with LED is you're stimulating in the case of the skin on your face, you're stimulating that ATP, which gets your cells to do their job, which is to produce collagen and elastin. And we start losing that collagen and elastin in our late 20s and early 30s. Okay? So in a perfect world, you would start using the Lightstim for wrinkles in your late 20s and early 30s and really slow down that aging process. But for those of us who didn't have that available, and we start really seeing those signs of aging, say in our late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, you can actually start using LED to give it's more along the lines of health for you. Right. And so what we're talking about, again, the ATP that is the fuel that your cells need to produce collagen and elastin. Collagen is what makes the skin feel, it has plumpness, because as we age, our skin tends to flatten out, right. And elastin is what gives it the tightness. So both of those are actually naturally enhanced by the use of light therapy. Exactly. That's the volume and the structure of our skin. That's what we lose. Great. And that's what LED puts back. Right, right. All right, terrific. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back for our segment we call In the Jar, we're going to learn about that multi-wave technology and understand it in a little bit more detail. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm Patty Schmucker, and I'm here with Joniann Marchese, president of Lightstim, the leading innovator in LED light therapy for beauty and health. Joniann, there's a number of brands in the market using LED light for beauty, but I've learned in preparation for the interview with you that not all light treatments are created equal. Tell us a little bit about your patented multi-wave technology.
That's very true, Patty. All LEDs are not equal. So what makes Lightstim very unique, and this is something that our inventors created,
is the multi-wave technology, which is now patented. So your typical LED light has one wavelength of therapeutic light energy. Or it has more than one wavelength, but they don't go on at the same time. You have to switch. Mm-hmm. So in our products, we have the engineering behind it and the research to actually have multiple wavelengths working at the same time. So, for example, in our wrinkle light, we have 4 different wavelengths. One wavelength, which is, say, in the amber range, and then a couple in the red and one in the infrared. Now, they're all working together to give you the best results possible. Okay. In our pain light, we also have 4 different wavelengths, and they are all going at that pain 4 different waves, driving all the way down to the joint and the muscle where that pain is emanating from. If you just had one wavelength, think about it, you're not having the depth of penetration, you're not getting the same results, and that's what really makes us unique. So we've had a number of companies out there sort of try to duplicate that multi-wave technology, but it's very proprietary on how it works and how we engineer it, and specifically the LEDs that we use. So there's hundreds of different types of LEDs, and within that there's hundreds of different specifications. So in order to make a really good LED product, it isn't like just taking the LEDs that you see on your Christmas trees or the lightings in a building and putting them in a device and putting that on your face. You have to know which LEDs work on the skin, which ones work for pain, how to engineer them so they all work together, and how to combine them so you're only going down in the dermis layer for the skin, for example, or you're all going all the way down to the joint and the muscle for pain.
And that was my next question is, we understand from our previous conversation that the LED for lines and wrinkles and improving for anti-aging works on the collagen and elastin, producing the energy necessary. How does it work for pain?
Well, it works similarly for pain. So you have 4 different wavelengths, and you have a higher wavelength of infrared in the pain light that you would in the wrinkle light, which actually drives it down a little bit further. So what those wavelengths of light do is they reduce inflammation, and they help ease that pain. So it's actually FDA cleared for the temporary relief of minor muscle, joint, and arthritic pain and stiffness.
Wow. And so it's actually reducing the inflammation. And so that's the reason. And once we have that inflammation reduction is when it's stimulating the reduction of that sensation of there being pain there.
Well, that's right, and that's why we are all taking so many over-the-counter preparations, mm-hmm. because it's inflammation that we have going on in our bodies that's creating that pain. So with the pain light, it's a 5 to 30-minute treatment time. You just put that light on whatever area is giving you pain. And we actually engineer warmth into all of our devices, which makes us unique, too. And that gives it a really soothing, gentle, lovely treatment. So you not only have the reduction of inflammation, you have the soothing, gentle warmth, and also you're bringing oxygen and nutrients to the area because you're increasing circulation, and that's aiding your body's natural ability to heal.
Right, right. So really turning on all of it, Deepak Chopra, who I studied with, they talk about the internal pharmacy. Mm-hmm. So that's really what this LED light is being able to do, is turn on the natural healing mechanisms within our own body.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Which is what is so wonderful about it is that it's not damaging in any way. In right. fact, LED is the only modality that doesn't have any cancer contraindications.
Interesting. Now, I know that you also have developed skincare products that go along with this. Tell us a little bit about how the skincare products are unique to go along with the LED light therapies.
Sure. We came across some studies on a product. It's actually a plankton extract. And this plankton extract helps repair sun-induced DNA damage, and it helps protect the cells of the skin's immune system. And it's actually activated by the exact wavelengths
in our wrinkle light. So it goes hand in hand. Now, the beauty of LED or products is that you don't have to use a skincare product with it. The LED will work without. But why not use it with a skincare product? Because you're going to get more results like you would in a professional environment, and it gives you more of a spa-like treatment.
Right.
So you simply cleanse your face, you apply your Lightstim photo serum, you massage it into the skin, and then you put the light right on your skin and hold it there for 3 minutes in the area where you want to build that collagen and elastin. And also in our we call it our light-activated skincare line. And also in there we have peptides, Matrixyl 3000. We have a high-grade hyaluronic acid, which helps hold the moisture into the skin. And there's other peptides and proteins that add to it. It's a simple product. It doesn't have, no one's ever had an adverse reaction to it. There's no parabens in it. And but the plankton extract, which is called photosomes, is a very exciting product. We have our Lightstim photo serum. We have a photo mask, which is a clear gel mask, also with the same product in it. And we're just launching a body serum in the next month, which will have the same product in it.
It sounds very exciting, and it would seem, though, that one of the most difficult things would be to get people to use the therapy every day. I mean, it's one thing to slap a skincare, a cream or something like that on your skin, but have you found it difficult to get people to be committed to doing the therapy every day?
It's kind of like exercise and eating. Mm-hmm. So we all don't eat perfectly 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? Mm-hmm. We'll go off of our healthy eating diet occasionally. We'll gain weight over the holidays, and then we'll go back on our diet. Or we won't end up at the gym for a couple weeks because we're busy or this and that, and then we'll get back to it. So it's the same thing. If you think of Lightstim, first of all, our LEDs are rated at 100,000 hours. So at an hour a day, that light will last you exactly 274 years. So it will not wear out, like your serums or your. So you want to think of Lightstim as keeping it part of your daily protocol. If you fall off and you don't use it for a couple weeks, fine. Just pick it back up and start using again, just like you would go back to the gym or start eating healthy again.
Right. And it would seem like in addition to eating well and exercising, having something like this is one more reinforcement that I'm taking care of myself. So helping to really help with that self-confidence.
That's right.
Yeah, great. Well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about how light therapy is being employed by people in the recovery of cancer to restore health and wellness. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm Patty Schmucker, your host, and we're here with the leading innovator of LED light technology for beauty and wellness, Joniann Marchese. This is the section that we call Beauty That's Soul Deep, and one of the things that happens in people's lives that can stir our soul to the core is a life-threatening incident like cancer. Joniann, tell us about the Oncology Spa program and how your brand has crossed over from beauty into the wellness community.
Okay, great. We're very excited to be mission partners with an organization called Oncology Spa Solutions, which is owned by Becky, who herself is a cancer survivor. So Becky's mission is educating spa and salon professionals to safely and passionately and confidently care for their clients when they're experiencing cancer or they have the side effects of treatment. And as you know, there are many products and things that people in the situation cannot use, and they're suffering. LED is the only modality that does not have any cancer contraindications. So we're able to provide Becky's clients with our devices so that they can then go out and use them doing facial treatments, massage, and so on with their patients that have cancer.
Right. And so tell us a little bit about, and so Becky's organization is actually training massage and estheticians to do this in their clinics?
Exactly, exactly. So there's I would say a certain degree of a lack of information out there in the industry on what you can and can't use on someone who has cancer or is recovering from cancer. And he teaches a intensive 8-hour a day, 3-day seminar to certify RNs, estheticians, licensed estheticians, and so on what can and can't be done.
And what are some of the ways in which she's incorporating LED technology into that training?
When LED is used in a treatment room, it's used as part of the facial protocol. So, say for example, you do a light exfoliation and then you put on a good serum or a transparent mask. You would then apply LED to help that product penetration. It actually makes that product a little more effective. If there's been any sort of inflammation created because of our multi-wave technology and the red and infrared wavelengths in there, it helps reduces redness and inflammation and helps heal the body. So it's used very commonly now throughout the aesthetics industry as part of the facial protocol, and it's also used by many doctors and plastic surgeons after surgery to help heal.
Mm-hmm. And I know, and a personal experience, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I know that during the period of time that I went through 6 months of very, very intense chemotherapy, I was pretty young. I was in my early 30s.
Wow.
And I had tremendous problem with the chemotherapy. The skin on the back of the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet peeled. In my nasal cavity as well, and I can't. It just seems like it just makes a lot of sense to be able to use something that is going to be non-invasive and be able to be giving the skin all of the energy that it needs to be regenerating itself.
Exactly. You're giving your skin the good energy, the good wavelengths of light, not the damaging ultraviolet rays, but the good energy. We actually custom make LEDs for a very renowned doctor and researcher to energize a chemical that searches out and kills cancer cells in brain tumors.
And you're making a piece of equipment that helps that process.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of our multi-wave LED lights. Yes. And we've also provided it for studies on helping a product penetrate for skin cancer. So it's a very safe technology, and it's in the very early stages of there's so much that can be done with light and with good light and with LED, and I feel like we're in the very early stages of that.
Right. And one of the pieces that I saw when I was doing the research was you talk a little bit about understanding the spectrum of light, because most people, when they think of light, they think of sunburning. They think of being out in the sun. Help people to understand why it is that we're talking about something that's different than the kind of rays that you get from the sun.
Sure. So different wavelengths of light have different benefits. So there's a spectrum of light, and it goes all the way from kind of a purplish to blue, and then it goes up into the red, if anyone's familiar with that spectrum. And you can see that on our website. We have an image of it. So there's an area where there is safe wavelengths of light, and that exists in the above the 400 nanometers, because light is measured in nanometers, and up into the 900 nanometers. So the devices that we make are all within those parameters, and it's understanding what those different wavelengths do and which ones help either pain, which ones help with AIDS and anti-aging, or acne, which we haven't even discussed, but we do also make a light that not only kills the acne bacteria, but helps reduce redness and inflammation at the same time.
And so understanding that, and that's basically the way that you're able to apply this. But in this work that you're doing with the oncology spas, and it also it sounds like in some of these other medical areas, you're really participating in building a bridge for new technology and new ways of wellness and therapy. It sounds like.
Definitely. There's so much more that you will see over time in the medical industry that has to do with light as a therapy.
Mm-hmm. And as we're wrapping up this segment, tell us real quickly about the acne. What's the key piece there?
The key piece there is, again, the multi-wave technology, but it's the blue wavelength that kills the P. acnes bacteria. So acne is created by a bacteria, whether it is hormonally induced, environmentally induced. There is bacteria that you need to deal with. So the blue light kills that bacteria, and the red light reduces the redness and inflammation. And if used on a regular basis, it helps control that acne.
Great. All right, well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back for our final segment, we'll talk about how the devices are moving forward. We'll talk a little bit more about the future and how today we're already seeing some things that are being used for health and wellness. So stay with us.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easier for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap state. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Schmucker, and you're here with a serial entrepreneur that, along with her husband, has developed Lightstim, a leading LED light therapy for beauty and health. We've seen many devices come and go. Joni, I know that right now you've been working on a very exciting project with the LED light that involves your son and wellness. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that is our Lightstim LED bed, and that is my favorite topic right now. We're so excited about this. We're just launching it. So several years ago, our youngest son, Chase, who runs our manufacturing, got his tonsils out, and he ended up hemorrhaging, and long story short, he had extremely high blood pressure. So at that point, he went through every imaginable medical test you can find to figure out what the problem was, and there was couldn't find anything. The doctors could find nothing wrong with this kid. He was in great shape other than the high blood pressure. So we had done some studies, and we knew that there were studies on the effects of a reduction in high blood pressure with LED. So Chase and Steve and I decided that we would make an LED bed. And that was 3 years ago. And so it's been a long, arduous evolution, and we now have an LED bed that has 18,252 LEDs, multi-wave technology. It's over 6.5 feet long and 4 feet wide. You could put someone who's quite tall on this, and it has so many amazing features because there are studies, many studies, that show that LED helps with things from exercise-induced muscle fatigue and post-exercise recovery. It helps release endorphins to inhibit pain. It increases blood flow to the brain. It helps protect skin from UV damage. And most importantly, as we discussed earlier, it stimulates ATP, which, of course, we were talking about collagen and elastin in the dermis layer of the skin on the face. But ATP is really the energy currency of life, and it's necessary for almost every single physiological function: cellular activity, protein synthesis, DNA, RNA replication, and muscle contraction. So think about laying on this bed. The treatment time is 20 minutes each side, several times a week, and having all that benefits. And to top that off, it increases nitric oxide, which has been called the miracle molecule. And it's a very important signaling molecule that's known to signal every cell in the body to do its job. And it helps protect against cardiovascular, heart attacks and strokes, improve blood flow, infection, lactic acid buildup, and blood pressure. So this bed that we've created has 30 individual modules consisting of over 500 multiple wavelengths of LED in each one that are all individually temperature controlled to maintain the body, each part of the body, at exactly 103 degrees.
So when you're laying on it, each of these various different 30 individual modules are each controlled at a certain temperature?
Yeah, there's a sensor in there that senses your body temperature. So say you're laying on the bed and you're laying on top of, the majority of these 30 modules. It's all one. They're all one, so it looks like it's all one, but they're actually 30 individual modules. There's a temperature sensor on each one, and you want to maintain the body temperature at 103 degrees to get the best results. So say your torso is heavier than your arm, so that part of the body is going to warm up sooner. So then once it reaches 103 degrees, a little fan goes on and maintains that temperature, whereas where your arms are, it might need to stay on longer to create that 103 degrees.
It just sounds like an engineering nightmare to be able to accomplish all of those things going on at the same time.
I would say that this is another example of being quite blind on what your future brings, and looking back and saying, I don't know if we would have done this, we would have known. It would have been 3 years in the making, and so many tests, and it's FDA cleared. It is the first LED bed to receive FDA clearance, Patty.
Right. What a huge accomplishment.
So it's really a very sophisticated piece of machinery, and we're over the top excited about it. It's something that will be used in the medical industry, the fitness industry, even individuals that have them in their homes.
And so do you see the future being, instead of tanning salons, there will be LED wellness studios?
Well, absolutely, and that's already happening now, because in many states, tanning salons are regulated, and in some countries like Australia, it's completely outlawed. So the tanning industry has no choice but to move towards anti-aging and health and wellness, and they're already doing this. They're already doing that. We have several clients that are in that industry that are already utilizing our larger 2-panel lights as far as treatments go, and our handhelds.
And so visualizing it, does it look like a tanning bed?
It doesn't have a top, and the reason why it doesn't have a top is because LED is, the closer to the skin, the more effective. So when you pull away from the skin, you're not getting the same results. If you put a top on that bed so it had a clam-like shape like the tanning beds, it's doing nothing on the top. It's too far away from the body.
Right.
So it's one bed that you lay on your back, and then you turn over on your stomach.
Wow. And so if somebody was interested in being able to get something like that, is this something that's available now?
Yes, it's something that's available in the next 4 to 6 weeks. We'll have the first ones coming off the line.
Okay. And how is your son and his high blood pressure?
Well, that's what's so amazing is going through this evolution and building prototype after prototype. And he, of course, was the number one person out there testing it. His blood pressure is completely normal.
Wow.
Yeah.
And no other medication?
Oh, no medication. Absolutely none.
Mm-hmm. And so what's ahead? I mean, that sounds like a huge accomplishment. Where else do you see yourself going in these next few years?
Well, the health and wellness industry globally is almost a $3.5 trillion industry. And there, as you know, if we just look around, we look around at fitness centers and the advent of health food stores and how we have more attention on our diet, we very much see Lightstim as participating in health and wellness with regards to light therapy and all of the benefits.
Right. Great. Well, I'm excited to continue to keep my finger on the pulse of what you're doing, and I'm just very excited to have you here on the show. If somebody wanted to learn more about your products, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Go to our website, which is lightstim.com, L-I-G-H-T, and then STIM, which actually is short for stimulate.
Okay.
One word, lightstim.com. And they can reach us. They can read a little bit about us. There's contact information there. We pride ourselves on being available in customer service, so if you call us, we will answer the phone, and we'll be happy to talk to you.
Great. Well, Joniann, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for the amazing work that you're doing in the world.
Thank you so much, Patty. I appreciate it. Thank you for all that you do.
Okay, well, that will do it for us today. Don't miss our program next week with my guest host, Alicia Benkovich, as she introduces you to one of my longtime friends, Mark Savar, who is brushing up beauty by making the first hairbrush produced in America in over 30 years. It's a cool story about a man who was inspired by yours truly to make his product in America because, well, we think it's just that darn important. Send your questions and comments to requests at American Made Beauty. I'm Patty Schmucker. You can hear Radio AMB on healthylife.net. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.